and welcome to this video on creating bar and column graphs or charts. As with many data visualizations, there are plenty of software options available to create these in. Today, we're going to see how to create them in Microsoft Excel. Before we get into making these, let's have a glance at what we're looking to make. These are just very basic sketches with a lot of potential variations and applications. We have two examples here which can show the same information, but the one on the left, the column chart, the bars go vertical or up and down, and on the right is the bar chart, which has the bars going horizontal or side to side. So for the column chart, the x-axis on the bottom will have different categories, and on the y-axis, the vertical one, it'll have the values of the categories. This is simply the other way around for the bar charts. So now that we have a basic picture of what we want, let's make one. Okay, so we are in Microsoft Excel now, and we've got some data that we're going to be making our charts with. We have the height in meters for a couple of different kaiju or monsters from the Showa era, which was from 1974 to 1975, and the Monsterverse era, which was from 2014 to present. There are other eras of giant monster movies or kaiju movies, but we're just going to be looking at these two today. We're going to be doing three different graphs, one for the Showa era, one for the Monsterverse era, and then one that shows both so that we can look at the comparison. So let's start with the Showa era graph. We're going to highlight our data, so the names of the monsters and their height. We'll leave off the headers here and just do the data. And we will go to Insert, and then in the Charts group, we'll click on Column Chart. Okay, so now we have a basic graph. It does show what we want it to show. We've got the names of the monsters down on the bottom and then the height over at the side, but we don't have an access title to tell us that. So we will go ahead and add those. If we click this plus button, then we can do add access titles, and that gives us some blank boxes that we can work with. So we'll just double click on it to edit it, and we'll do height in meters, and then this one is monster. Okay, we also want to update our chart title because right now it doesn't tell us which era this is from. So we'll do Showa era heights. Okay, so now we have a pretty simple column chart. Remember, the columns go up and down and the bars go side to side. So when we do the Monsterverse one, then we'll do the bar chart, which is going to go horizontally. Okay, we're ready to do the Monsterverse graph now. So again, we'll highlight our data. Here's the names. We'll press Control, and that way we can highlight these as well without including the Showa era heights. Once again, we'll go to Insert, and in the Charts area, instead of choosing a column chart, we'll do a bar chart this time. Okay, let's move it over here to the side so it doesn't overlap with our other one. And again, we'll update the chart title by just double clicking on it. This is Monsterverse Heights. Again, it doesn't automatically put in the access titles. So if you have your chart selected and you click on the plus icon, then you can check to add the access titles. That'll give a little bit more context to anybody who's reading your chart so that they know what you're trying to communicate. So height in meters and monster. Okay, so both of these are pretty simple charts that were pretty quick to make. You can customize them by clicking on it and using this chart styles. And there's a couple of presets. You can customize it as much as you like. The presets also add some other formatting to them. And then we'll make this one match. Okay, so now that we have both of those charts that show the different eras separately, let's do a comparison one that shows them both together. So again, we're going to highlight our data, got the names, and we want both of the columns here, both of the heights for the different eras. And again, going up to Insert, and under Charts, let's do a column chart. Because it's for height, maybe we want the columns to show the height. So again, that was pretty quick and easy. We still do need to change the chart title and the access, but we also are going to need to change the legend because right now it just has Series 1 and Series 2, and we want to be sure to communicate which one is which. So like before, if you just click on the chart title, then you can edit the text. Okay, then we're going to add the accesses like we did last time. So we'll click the plus for add chart elements and the access titles. Okay, now that we have the title and the access headers, we want to change this legend from Series 1 to Series 2 so that it shows Showa and Monsterverse. So what we want to do is click on it, and we're going to use this chart filters button, and where it says series 1, we're going to click on edit series, and it's asking for the series name. So the blue one is the first one, which is the show a height in meters. So we're going to click that cell where the header is, and we're going to click OK. Now we'll do the same thing for series 2. The legend is already highlighted, so we'll click on the chart filters button again, and where it says series 2, click on edit, and we'll highlight the cell where the column header is, and click OK. So that wraps up this video. We've covered the basics on creating bar and column charts in Microsoft Excel. The version of Excel you're using might mean that some of the features I showed are in different places or aren't available, and alternatively, you might have more features that you didn't see on my screen. Things should generally be the same though. The Microsoft Support website is really useful for learning how to do things in Microsoft Excel, including graphs and formulas. Please reach out to the library too if you have questions. Thanks for watching.